Welcome to Moments with Michelle and Michael, where you have a mom and a son comparing how life was growing up. Now coming at you, Michelle and Michael.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Moments with Michelle and Michael. Hello.
Where have you been?
I've been lost. Now I've been found.
Life goes on. You've been lost most of your life. You know that,
I
right?
have. Oh, 100% I have.
And yeah. I keep finding you, and then you keep getting lost, and then I find you, and it's like I got to put a collar and leash and a chip in your neck.
Yeah, I know. I'm
tired of putting those stupid things on the phone poles looking for you, dude.
on the milk cartons and stuff.
T-shirt. Have you seen him?
Oh my gosh. It feels weird doing an episode after not having done one in a while.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, we've had to get a lot of things fixed on the old RV and the car and all that stuff.
That took a while because the stuff that needed to be done cost money that we didn't have.
Yeah.
So now we have it, and as you can see, we're not even in the RV because we don't have it yet.
Yeah, we will soon, though.
Very soon. We've been super busy just trying to regroup. There's been a bit of crazy going on with fires by my house and rainstorms, and we got snow this morning, and power outages and wind and college and
all kinds of stuff.
Life, injuries and shingles, One of the big things for me, I'm sure you guys have already noticed, the beard. Yeah, I noticed that and thought, okay, did he get a stripper pole job or something?
What?
Because when you're twirling on the pole, dude, the beard gets in the way and then it pulls. And so I thought,
wow,
I would not put anything past you.
I mean,
you're adventurous.
I am, but not that far, or not. No, I don't have the body for it.
Well, some might say you do.
No.
No.
Nobody wants to see that.
The Birdcage Club. I understand you have pink go-go boots on order.
Oh, shh. Nobody's supposed to know about that.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. You ruined the surprise for everybody.
I spilled the beans.
Oh, literally.
Yeah. No, all right, those are your beans. You spilled them.
Whoa. While on the dance floor, trying to get to the stripper pole. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Funny.
Oh, man. This is what happens when a mom and a son don't see each other for a while. They just talk on the phone, and they gotta let all that pent up stuff out.
Yes.
So you gotta let us have our moment.
Hence the reason why this is called Moments. Michael. We're gonna have our moments, guys. Don't worry about it. All right, what are we talking about on this episode?
I think maybe TVs and movies and TVs. Movies turned into TV. TV turned into movies, and everything in between.
I'm good with that.
Yeah?
I'm 100% good with that.
Yeah?
Yeah. I say we get on with the damn thing.
Well, fine. Sheesh.
You want to start or you want me to start? Like, are we doing
chronological? Are we going present to past, or what are we doing?
We can talk about whatever.
Don't get me started.
Ooh. I'm gonna start with probably one of my favorite 80s movies. And I have a lot of favorite 80s movies, but
sure
this is one that I watched with Dad a lot. He's the one that introduced me to the movies. And that is the Revenge of the Nerds series.
Part 1, 2, and 3.
There's actually part 4 as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
Porky's!
Porky's was a good movie. I liked that one. But Revenge of the Nerds, amazing movie.
Yeah.
For its time.
Yeah.
I don't think nowadays they could do a show like that.
I think
or a
the
movie
censors
like that.
would have an issue with it.
Oh, majorly.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, though, you got to think that type of comedy with like the National Lampoon series.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, those couldn't go along with today's.
Yeah, people would have parents today who were probably children then. Probably would have an issue with their children seeing those kind of things. Their teens seeing those kind of things. Yeah. It would be, they would consider it inappropriate, I think.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you're going to have those parents, and I'm not knocking parents, I'm not, but you're going to have those parents where they just don't care. They're going to let their kids and, watch whatever they want,
And then
more power to them.
For it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I said, Revenge of the Nerds, probably one of my favorites. Do you remember, I'm going to the TV shows real quick.
Okay.
The TGI Friday shows?
Yes. Yeah.
So me and Michelle, for those of you who don't know, Michelle is my wife. Not this Michelle, but my wife, Michelle.
He just couldn't live without my name.
I know, right? Right?
And she literally has my maiden name. And that's the only way I can get my legacy to continue.
I know, right? So me and Michelle were watching the entire series of Full House.
Okay.
We just got done with it. We just restarted Fuller House, which is like the sequel to Full House.
Right.
But yeah, watching a show like that, from like back in the day, brought back so many memories, of like the hairdos and
everywhere you look.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm so over that theme song now.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. That's
what are some of the TV shows that you grew up with?
So I remember the Carol Burnett show.
Yes.
I remember Andy Griffith, the Andy Griffith show, the whistling show with the boy
Ron Howard.
And all. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the Sonny and Cher show.
Okay.
Lots of variety shows. Always look forward to American Bandstand on Saturdays.
Yeah.
And with Dick Clark. And then Soul Train. And Soul Train.
Yeah, I remember watching that growing up.
Yeah. And then favorite show on Saturday night was Saturday Night Live with the original cast.
Yeah.
Gilda Radner with Rosanna Dana. It was a Gilda Radner character, and she had puffy hair, and she'd be sitting at a news desk, and she had this nasally voice that she created, and she would say, in the movies they did, and you'll have to Google search Rosanna Dana. and you'll understand. Gilda Radner was a crack up. Her and Goldie Hawn, the Suck It To Me, Suck It To Me, Suck It To Me with Laugh-In.
Yeah.
Another variety show. When I was a teen, variety shows were the thing. Okay. Of course, all of the soap operas that my mother watched. I think one of the shows that I became very fascinated in junior high, and this is going to surprise the crud out of you, was the name just went poof. But one of the characters' name was Barnabas, and he was a vampire. Dark Shadows. It was called Dark Shadows, and it was a soap opera like TV show, and the main character, one of the main characters, his name was Barnabas, and I was totally infatuated with this guy. Okay,
he was kind of sounds like a movie that Johnny Depp did, not like probably 10 years ago or something like that.
It may have been a recreated movie. They probably turned it into something. But again, we're talking late 60s, early 70s. And it was one of my faves. And on top of all the other soap operas that my mother would watch. And it's funny, too, because I remember being sick one time and having to stay home from school, and I think it was like I was gone for 2 days from school, and I was at home, and I got all involved in all of her soap operas. And then I had to go back to school, and as I'm leaving, I'm saying, Mom, when I get home, tell me what so-and-so did with so-and-so, and tell me how did the baby get born? And And so she would have to update me when I got home. I'd sit down at the kitchen table, walk in the door, sit down at the kitchen table and say, okay, give me the update. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Isn't that hilarious? So that's when I got super involved in that particular soap opera. So Dark Shadows was made into a movie in 2012.
Okay. And it was Johnny Depp, right?
Director Tim Burton. And I believe it's Johnny Depp. It looks like Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I'm almost positive it's Johnny Depp.
It got a 35% Rotten Tomato score. But yeah, so then the TV show was called Dark Shadows, and it was an American Gothic soap opera.
Interesting.
I absolutely loved this soap opera.
If they did reruns, would you watch it again?
I don't think they could make it again as good as they did back then.
No. What I'm saying is if they did reruns for it.
Oh, if they did reruns, I'd watch every single one of them. Absolutely. So it debuted June 27th of 66.
Wow.
And
I'm going to guess that it was black and white.
Hello. And then, check this out. It ended April 2nd, my birthday, 1971.
Okay, so it did like five seasons?
Well, 66 to 71, so that was 5 years, so that would have been 10 seasons. Because there's a season every quarter.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was on for 5 years. And this, I'm going to see if I can pull the picture up and put it to the screen. I don't know if I can see the picture or not. This was Barnabas. That was the guy that played Barnabas. And I just thought he was the greatest thing since buttered milk.
Huh.
Me. infatuated with something gothic.
I know that's freaking weird.
That's weird. Yeah, but let me tell you, he was like,
heart throbbing.
Oh, yeah. So see right there, you have a correlation. Somebody took a soap opera and made a movie. Okay. Now I have never seen the movie ever.
Yeah.
But the TV show, if I could find it streaming, I'd be watching it all the time.
You could probably find it on YouTube or something.
And I would probably say, boy, was that corny.
I know, right?
Because, their filming techniques back then weren't the way they are today.
Yeah.
Some of the other shows I remember was the Art Linkletter show. And, these are names of TV shows that even 30-year-olds wouldn't even know what the heck I'm talking about. Lawrence Welk and the Bubble Machine. I used to watch that with my grandmother when I'd go visit and spend the weekend. But SNL, Saturday Night Live, original cast.
Yeah.
I don't watch it anymore because it's not as good as it was before.
No.
John Belushi's gone. Dan Aykroyd's gone. Gilda Radner's
Dan Aykroyd's not gone.
Well, they're not on the show anymore.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd went on to do some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And John Belushi did too. It's unfortunate that he's not around anymore. The after school programs, Conjunction Junction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Schoolhouse Rocks.
Schoolhouse Rock. Yeah. I'm just a bill. I'm only a bill.
Oh, so good.
On Capitol Hill. Those are the kind of things that need to be shown, maybe revised a little bit and shown today. Yeah. Because kids today don't know what the heck it is.
Exactly.
There's 8 and 9-year-olds that when their parents were 8 and 9, they were watching those shows.
Yeah. Now kids these days are on iPads and, Yeah,
they don't know anything about history at all. Fraggle Rock.
Love Fraggle Rock. Love Fraggle Rock. They revamped it. I want to say like 2 years ago or something like that. Not as good as the original.
No, nothing usually is as good as the original, though.
Yeah.
Other shows like The Rifleman, Bonanza, all the John Wayne Westerns.
Yeah.
We don't have good Westerns anymore at all.
I don't even think we have Westerns, period.
I
think the last Western movie was like, There Will Be Blood or something.
Yeah, well, like I know that they were filming one, and then Mr. Baldwin decided to get stupid, and now that movie's been shelved, and that was Rust.
Yeah.
Okay. But there are not, the only thing Western-wise I can think of is the entire series of Yellowstone and 1925 and all the trilogies and prilogies and illogies and all of that stuff with regards to Yellowstone. That's about as close as you're going to get to anything like that. Now, there is a Canadian show that is out now that is filmed in Canada, or as Hannah says, Canada, which I think is hilarious, that Michael Landon's son, Michael Landon Jr., is the curator of.
Uh-huh.
And I've watched it, and it's actually pretty good, but it sits in a time period of the beginning of the new century, the 1900s. So all the women are still wearing floor-length dresses and the men are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And instead of the police, you have the mounted posse and blah, blah, blah. Okay. But it's a really good, wholesome show. And that, I think, is what we're missing today in movies as well as in TV.
Yeah.
The good, the whole family can watch, and you don't have to explain to your 7-year-old why the naked man is standing in the bathroom with a bathrobe around him. Right?
With you saying Yellowstone, I actually just finished, I'm like 8 episodes away from the final portion of Yellowstone. I'm waiting for that to either show up on Peacock or whatever.
Right.
Let me tell you, have you watched Yellowstone?
I watched the first episode, and I've seen clips on Reels of other episodes. I know Kevin Costner's no longer there, and the producer killed him off because of a personal tiff they had with each other or something.
Thanks for spoiling.
Sorry. Spoiler alert.
I guess.
But I know that 1887 was the prequel, and 1924.
1923. It's 1883 and then 1923.
Right. And then Yellowstone. And then the next series is going to be called the 6666 Ranch.
Oh.
Not liking that number.
So the 1883, it stars Faith Hill and Tim McGraw.
Right.
Phenomenal show.
Yeah.
I'm almost done with that to where I can start up 1923 because that's got Harrison Ford. And
I think 1923 also has Judi Dench in it.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm loving the Yellowstone series. Especially like when they go, in the past and all that stuff. I think it's awesome.
And it's the way the struggles of Montana living back in the day, and trying to survive the cattle ranches and the crooks and the bandits and the hardships and the snow and the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's historical. I mean, it's not that it is historical that the characters were real. It's historical in the fact that it's what happened.
Yeah.
Another one that I got into up until season 13 was another one that was filmed, I believe, in Canada. I think. I can't remember. And at this given moment, I can't even remember the name of it. But it's like on season 18, and it's about a horse ranch. And what the heck is the name of it?
Heartland?
Heartland. Thank you. I knew it started with an H. I stopped watching season 13. And I think they're in season 17 now.
Why did you stop?
Because I was upset that the young woman's husband died.
Okay.
Because the first episode of the following season, she's mourning the loss of her husband, and all these men are like attracted to her. And I'm like, really? Let her mourn the loss of her husband. And she went through a lot of crap. And I just couldn't get into it. It wasn't the same.
Yeah.
And even Hannah was obsessed with it, and she doesn't even watch it anymore.
You do know that it's just a TV show.
Duh. But it was the way the storyline was going that just wasn't sitting with me correctly.
Yeah.
I have to tell you something funny, because you of all people know this. I'm a major Little House on the Prairie, Dr. Quinn medicine woman, Walter's freakazoid. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Hannah, your niece, has discovered Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
And I said to her, there's an episode in Gilmore Girls where the mom and her cook, her chef, are looking at a property to turn into a bed and breakfast. Mm-hmm. And she pulls the Jeep up and they get out and they sit on the ground and they're looking at this house. And she goes, yeah, I remember that. And I said, reel it back and really look at that house and tell me if it looks familiar. So she did. She said, it does, but I don't know where. I said, the Waltons. And she said, that's the house the Waltons used? And I said, it sure is. That is the exterior of the Waltons' house. Notice to your right that the barn is there and to the left is the shed. She goes, you're right, it is.
Huh.
So she had no idea that they reused that set.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, that house is no longer there. They tore the house down.
Yeah.
Recently tore the house down. The other one is Munsters.
Yes.
Munsters and Leave It to Beaver. Okay. Yeah. So that street that those houses are on in those two shows was Wisteria Place.
In Desperate Housewives.
Correct.
Yeah. Correct. I was gonna mention that.
Hannah didn't know that.
Oh, that's crazy.
Okay. Here's another one for you. Luke's Diner in Gilmore Girls is the restaurant from Back to the Future.
See, I've never seen Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
So
the gazebo is there that was in Back to the Future. The courthouse that was there in Back to the Future is a hospital in Gilmore Girls, but it was also the music conservatory, a hospital, the front entrance of the college that John Boy went to. It was used for various different things in the Waltons. The building for the facade for the courthouse. Or for
do you know that courthouse was also in the movie Gremlins?
Yes. Yeah.
So cool.
The in Back to the Future where the car runs into the movie theater.
Yes.
That movie theater was used in the movie The Blob.
Yes. Love The Blob. Both
the original
the Blob and the remake.
Do you remember Soylent Green?
No.
So look it up. Soylent Green. It was a sci-fi flick. Soylent Green. I don't know the spelling. You're probably going to have to voice it on your phone. Today, I saw a very sad picture of a piece of set that was in E.T.
Okay.
It was the very rusted shell of the metal contraption of E.T. laying on its side with its eyes open. I wanted to reach through my computer and go, oh!
Oh, I know, right? Okay, so Soylent Green is a 1973 American dystopian thriller film, sorry. Starring Charlton Heston. And Lee Taylor Young. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't look familiar at all. I mean, I figured it would have been something that like I would have seen with Dad, you know.
Here's two more. Ready? The Birds and Psycho.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good old Psycho. Oh, such a good.
I know when the Birds came out with what's her name? hang on a minute. I can't remember. Jamie Lee Curtis's mom. When the birds came out, for years, I was scared to death of crows. A crow would fly by and I'd freak out.
That's crazy.
Now you have to remember, and you would know this, when we were in high school, we always had seagulls. They'd dive bomb us in the quad in the bowl to get at our lunches every lunchtime. Okay. And I remember watching the birds. Of course, it's a black and white thriller. Okay. And I remember watching the birds and being petrified of crows. Okay.
Okay.
Then I get to Fountain Valley High School and seagulls are dive bombing me. Talk about throw me in a tizzy.
Right.
You know, I'm not afraid of birds, and crows are actually quite smart, actually.
Yeah.
But that traumatized me. And it's funny because that show traumatized me, but Jaws didn't.
Oh, I love Jaws. The entire series.
Jaws didn't. I only saw the first one. It did not traumatize me, though I really rarely ever went in the ocean after seeing it.
Same.
Rarely would go in the ocean after seeing it. Creeks and lakes, I had no problem with. Rivers were questionable. Ocean?
No, thanks.
No, I'll pass.
Yeah.
No, I'll pass.
I remember growing up, you know, watching shows and movies like Ghoulies and Critters.
Yeah.
And obviously Gremlins, one of my favorites. You know,
What about the Goonies?
I have them tattooed. Goonies, one of my top.
Loved
movies.
it.
Yes, I could watch that like nonstop.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
I want to go and visit.
Hey, you guys!
I want to go and visit like the actual house.
Yeah.
And some of the areas in Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you think of any other TV shows that were turned into movies?
Geez, I don't know. I know there's some out there.
Here's one for you. Back in the day, and you probably don't remember this, because I don't know if it was before or after you were born, but there was a TV show called Wild Wild West.
And they did a remake of it with Will Smith.
Correct.
And I don't remember the other guy's name.
Correct.
Yes.
So that's where they took a movie or a TV show from, like, I want to say the 70s maybe?
Uh-huh.
And turned it into a movie with Will Smith.
They did, I want to say it was like an late 70s, early 80s TV show, The A-Team.
Yeah.
With Mr. T. They did an actual movie rendition of it with Rampage Jackson.
Right.
It was okay.
What about Scooby-Doo?
Loved the Scooby-Doo cartoons. The live-action movies with Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar, the movies were okay.
Yeah.
I think they could have been done a lot better, but, you know, I'm not going to knock them for, you know, what they are now.
Here's another one. Cartoon. Casper the Friendly Ghost. Turned it into a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Bill Pullman and, oh my gosh, why am I forgetting? Christina Ricci.
Yeah.
Yes.
Addams Family.
Right? Addams Family. The Munsters.
Yeah.
You know, gosh. So many other ones that are just so good that they turned into movies.
One of the things that I know that they have done, and I can't get into it because they've turned a childhood fantasy memory that's supposed to be upbeat and fun into something demonic, in my opinion.
Okay.
Very dark, like 101 Dalmatians and Cruella de Vil and, Alice in Wonderland. And these were all children's folklore stuff that I grew up with in book form. Yeah. Okay. And they turned them over the last 10, 15 years, have turned them into gory graphic movies. And I don't get it. I don't understand why they have to ruin that for people.
Yeah. No, I get that. Kind of like when Mickey Mouse went public, like, public domain and all that stuff.
Right.
And they started making all those horror movies,
with
the Winnie the Pooh horror movie. And
why?
It's because it's open to anybody that can do anything with it.
Right.
And the horror genre is huge right now. Huge.
Yeah. The enemy sure is taking over, isn't it?
I love horror movies.
I know you do.
Love horror movies. But I like with the Winnie the Pooh and I have no interest in that. No interest in it.
No.
But I'm not going to knock it for people that are interested in it.
Yeah.
If that's their thing, hey, cool. That's not
whatever. Freedom of choice.
I'm into things like when it comes to horror movies, like the Saw series. I don't know if you know any of the Saw movies. I know you haven't seen them because it's not your style. They're gory, like it's I don't know. Really good movies for me.
I think about as gory as I've ever gotten is watching the movie Old Yeller.
Fantastic movie. Sad movie, but fantastic.
Very
movie.
Sad movie.
Yeah. But like I said, give me a horror movie, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
When it comes to like Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween and Friday the 13th and Candyman and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
All for it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I don't watch those kind of things at all.
Yeah.
At all. There's a lot of shows that as a kid in the 60s we used to watch as kids, cartoons and stuff that we used to watch as kids, like Tom and Jerry.
Love it.
Okay. Mighty Mouse.
Love it.
Grape Ape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Magilla Gorilla.
Oh, Magilla Gorilla. Love Magilla Gorilla. Yeah.
They don't make stuff like that anymore. Now you've got Blues, you've got Bluey, and you've got, Coco Melon.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Dora the Explorer.
I've got, I often say to both your niece and nephew, I'm so glad we don't have littles in this day and age. What a scary thought to bring a child up. Not that I'm downing people that have just had children or whatever, it's their choice to have kids, but as a woman in her senior years who has raised 4 children, 2 regular children, 2 grandchildren, I've seen the changes. Yeah. And it's scary. It's scary for little kids anymore these days, You
keep throwing out that word littles. Do you remember the show The Littles?
Yes.
Loved that show.
Yeah.
Or like Gummy Bears.
Yep.
Care Bears.
Yep. I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So obviously it's kind of hard because I'm wearing a black shirt, but I'm wearing this shirt. It's probably my all-time favorite cartoon growing up. Was Voltron. I would watch Saturday morning with my bowl of cereal right in front of the TV.
Don't spill your cereal on the carpet, Michael.
It would be Voltron, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Captain Planet, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Smurfs.
Yeah.
That's another one. Smurfs going from a cartoon TV show to a movie.
Right.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
Garfield.
Yeah. Charlotte's Web.
Heathcliff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He-Man, She-Ra.
Sorry,
all these things are like
He-Man stuff.
They're all popping into my head right now.
Is that what that smoke is? Okay, yes. I get it.
Yes. It's overworking itself.
Yeah, well, don't hurt yourself.
So many good shows that I wish they would bring back.
Yeah.
And have the originality of that show now. You know,
I mentioned earlier, Little House on the Prairie. And last year they celebrated their 50th anniversary of when it first dropped, which was in 1974. So in 1924, they celebrated their 50th. Yeah. Shortly after it ended, the show ended, someone did a remake of Little House on the Prairie, the very beginning of Little House on the Prairie, and it tanked bad.
Oh, I bet.
Why would anybody try to recreate such an iconic TV show that most critics didn't think was going to last the first season?
Yeah.
Okay. And here it is 50 years later, and this show is all over the world in all different languages and still being played.
Yeah.
Amazing. And the Waltons, it's the same thing. They tried to recreate the Waltons. How can you recreate something that is so iconic?
That's the thing that kind of pisses me off when it comes to, production companies wanting to do remakes of old shows. Why not just leave it the way it is?
Yeah.
Why do you got to remake something that's amazing?
Stop trying to fix something that isn't broken.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just, it's silly. And I know that they were going to do, a couple of years ago, they were going to start filming and do a reunion or a couple of reunion episodes of Dr. Quinn. And they were in the talking part of it and trying to figure out how they were going to do it. And then the older gentleman that ran the mercantile was hit by a car and killed in real life. And then the fire hit the Malibu Canyon and completely torched the entire set.
Yeah.
And I know that set was used in Michael Landon Jr.'s Love Comes Softly series. That whole set was used in that. And I want to say War of the Worlds or something. There was a movie that was filmed there. I don't think it was War of the Worlds, but it was something like that. Was filmed there. And now the set's gone. They talk about rebuilding it, which would be amazing because you'd have a Western set that's actually here in California.
Yeah.
Okay. But they were, like I said, they were in the talks of recreating it. And I remember Jane Seymour doing an interview and she was so excited about doing it. And then the fire hit and it completely destroyed the set. That's
sad.
It is sad. And like Bonanza, in the TV show, the original TV show Bonanza, The episode where they are riding their horses and you can see a lake in the background with mountains in the background.
Mm-hmm.
That was filmed in Lake Hemet.
Oh, wow.
And Dan Blocker actually had a house up in the hills in Hemet.
That's cool.
Isn't that cool? Yeah. So that episode, that opening credits episode, was filmed in Lake Hemet. And the Palomino horse that Lauren Green rode in the Bonanza series is the same Palomino horse that James Arness rode in Gunsmoke.
That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
That's cool.
Yeah. So
something that made me think of when you're talking about the fires and stuff that we just had.
Yeah.
One of my shows growing up, watching, like when I ended up having to stay home because I was sick, and you wouldn't really let me do anything, so I ended up having to stay in my room watching TV, was MASH.
Yeah.
Loved MASH. I've been on the set.
Yeah.
Me and my best friend Jeff years ago,
right,
actually went up to LA. I want to say it was Pacific Palisades, where the set was.
Yeah.
And we took a trail up there and took pictures and had lunch on the set of MASH.
It's not there anymore.
And it's sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
It is sad.
That whole fire incident is extremely sad.
Yeah.
People lost their homes. Innocent people that were not famous lost their home. People died in their homes.
It's craziness.
It's devastating. And there are government official people that are partially to blame for some of the chaos.
Yeah. We'll get into that.
But I ain't going to get political right now.
Right.
Because that has nothing to do with TV shows.
Exactly.
Somebody needs to make a movie about corrupt politicians.
Oh my gosh.
Starring. I won't go there.
No. But MASH, like I said, the entire series was just amazing. The movie that they came out with was amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, being able to actually go on the set of MASH, before it got burned down was a dream come true.
Another one was I Love Lucy.
Yes. Amazing
series. I actually saw a long time ago, they had one of their permanent structures had two of the sets there. It was the band area, the Babalu was there, and then the kitchen and living room. Lucy's kitchen and living room was there.
That's so cool.
And little did you know, because I Love Lucy was in black and white, so you didn't know what color anything was.
Yeah.
Okay? Their house was yellow. The entire set was yellow.
That's crazy.
And the bandstand thingies that the musicians sat behind were white and royal blue.
Wow.
I know. And I think shortly before the series was canceled, they did that movie, The Longest Trailer.
One of my favorites for Lucy and Desi.
Yeah. The Longest Trailer, this huge trailer trying to go around these itty bitty 2-lane roads up in the mountains. And she's inside trying to bake a cake and she's flying all the place.
So good. Yes. So good.
That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Longest Trailer. That was, and then of course, right after that, she did the Lucy show because they had separated and divorced and all of that stuff. And she had a house in San Marino. And I remember when we were living in El Monte, your dad took me, the side roads out to Pasadena, and we went through San Marino and he pointed out the house.
Have you ever done like the going through Pasadena and like looking at all of like the TV houses and the movie houses that, or like the exterior shots. No. So like one time me and Michelle went and we saw a few of the Back to the Future houses.
Okay.
Like Marty's dad, when it was 1955.
Right.
We saw that house. We saw Doc's house, which is actually a museum.
Yeah.
Biff's house.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Steve Martin movies, Father of the Bride.
Right.
That house is out there. We saw Pasadena? That house in Pasadena. Like, all you have to do is Google, movie houses, and it'll give you the addresses and all that stuff that you can go and actually.
I'm 68 years old, born and raised in California, and I have never, ever been to the Grauman Chinese or seen the stars on the Walk of Fame. Ever.
Are you serious?
Ever.
Wow.
I have seen the Hollywood sign from the freeway, but I've never gotten close to it.
Yeah.
Okay. I've driven by the Magic Castle once.
Uh-huh.
And there was a house there that was referred to as the witch's house from Hansel and Gretel.
Okay.
And there was another house there that the people that owned it, their fence was an oceanscape. It had whales and dolphins and all kinds of stuff in it.
That's weird.
But that's it.
Yeah.
Never have I ever been to Grauman's Chinese, which isn't called that anymore, unfortunately. And I have never, ever seen the Hollywood Walk of Fame, ever.
You need to do that.
I don't like LA. I don't like LA.
It's definitely an experience.
It is an experience. I think the last time I was there, I was in the garment district. Scared the crud out of me.
Oh, so good.
I love the garment district. Don't take me wrong. I could be there all day long. It's walking out of the stores and into another one that scares me. It's like, okay, here we go. Take your life in your own hands. Let's see. What else have I done? 9 years old, Universal Studios, McHale's Navy set.
Okay.
I have the Jaws there, the fish. McHale's Navy. No, they didn't have the Jaws thing there. Because the Jaws set that they had there in the 70s, 80s was the McHale's Navy set. Okay. And not Adam's Family, the Munsters was there, and Lily's dressing room was there, and she had a flower in the flower vase on her door. And I sat and had lunch with one of the Navy people from McHale's Navy. Couldn't tell you who it was, but I was infatuated with him because he was very tall, dark, and handsome, and I was 9.
That's cool.
That was the last time I was at Universal Studios.
You know that
I was 9.
Murder, She Wrote with Angela Lansbury was filmed at Universal Studios.
Really?
Yeah. When you do the studio tour that anybody can do, it's included in the park.
Right.
You go by the little city where Murder, She Wrote was filmed.
Right. We lived in Glendale for a while when I was itty bitty. I think I was 4, maybe 4. Mm-hmm. Kathy was 3. And we lived on a street that right next door was the CBS studios. Okay. And the studio that Chucko the Clown was filmed in literally was right next door to where I lived.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, Chucko the Clown was there, and then Bozo the Clown moved in shortly thereafter. And I remember being on that show for my cousin Judy's birthday.
So good. That's awesome.
And the only other time I was on TV was when I took money that was raised at the Cowboy in Anaheim after the nightclub closed. We went all the way, me and a bunch of friends went all the way out to LA and went to the now Fox TV station, which was Channel 11. And we went in to donate all the money and they put us on TV.
That's cool.
That was years ago.
Many moons ago.
Many moons ago. Yeah, you were itty bitty. So was your sister. Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's the only time that I've really been on TV.
Yeah.
No. I mean, back in the day, it was exciting. I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to be on TV. You know? Oh my mother was on TV with the phones for Jerry Lewis Telethon one time.
That's cool.
And she was with 7-Eleven because 7-Eleven did a thing. I remember sitting on the roof of the 7-Eleven on Ball Road, Hastur, across from the Cowboy. And my mom worked for 7-Eleven at the time, and we climbed up the trap door and was up on the roof and had a bucket that was tied to a rope, and we dropped the bucket down for people walking into the store, and they'd drop their change in it. We'd reel it up and put the money away and then drop the bucket down.
I remember that.
Yeah, and we had Channel 7 News come. I called Channel 7 News and told them that we were going to be doing it, and they brought a reporter out and actually interviewed my mom on the roof of 7-Eleven.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. I mean, these are memories that, will forever live with me, that in today's world, there is no way we could have done that.
Yeah.
No way would they have let us up on the roof.
No.
But that store at the time was a corporate store. And because my mother worked for the corporation and she was the auditor for that store, they let her do it.
Yeah.
Now all the 7-Elevens are owned by franchisees. So
that's crazy.
And the Cowboy's not there anymore.
Yeah, it's a hotel now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Craziness. Craziness. Well, I think we're running out of time here.
Yes, we are. We're also, I can't say we're running out of gas because we're not in the RV, but.
No.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to do a part 2 of this because there's still so many shows.
So many. Let's
shows.
Make a list for the next time.
Yes. We'll just, start jotting stuff down.
Yeah.
I personally want to. I want to thank everybody for listening, for watching. Sorry it took us so long to get to a new episode, but
sorry.
We've been busy. Life has taken control. But we're hoping that we're gonna do more.
Yes, we are.
Guaranteed.
Yes, we are. Yes,
so
we are.
Make sure you are following us on the interwebs, all that good stuff.
Yes.
And yeah. Let's do this again soon.
Yes, I'm excited.
Can't you tell I'm excited?
Okay.
All right, guys. Enjoy your day, and we will all talk to you guys soon.
Very soon.
Peace.
See ya.